Julia. Welcome to Julia Lives. Today I'm going to give you a full tour of the Westin on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. I've stayed at many Chicago hotels, including the Westin. I've stayed here before. This is the first time that I've driven here. Now, if you are driving, be aware that the address is on Michigan Avenue, but you turn right or west on East Delaware to get to the valet parking, to get to the parking structure, and to check in. So you're actually going to turn off of Michigan Avenue when you arrive. This is a great hotel for business travelers, but it is in a really nice location depending on what you want to visit while you're in Chicago. When I booked the room, the price through Expedia was $409.72. I did have a $67 credit that I applied, but the final bill was $562.08. There are additional fees now as the Westin is transitioning into the Marriott. The staff at the front desk could not really explain the fees. They kind of rolled their eyes when they started to try and said, oh, this is a new thing that they're doing. So there's a $100 fee. They said it was $100 per day, but I ended up getting an email from somebody at the Westin after I wrote a review on they asked for it, they requested a review, and I wrote that I didn't like the hidden fees. Well, it still was, I ended up paying an extra $152, which I didn't love. Now you'll see here there was an ATM and a CVS. You also have a Walgreens about a block away. There's the Water Tower Place. You're right across the street from 900 Shops. And I'm at the end of the video. I'm going to take you on a quick walking tour so you can see the beach and some other things that are really close to this location. Back to those fees, the $150 did cover a $79 parking fee. Then there's a $23 destination fee. Then they tell you the destination fees include a $20 per day food credit. It was $20 total. So this is the room that I'll show you, and it's a nice room. It's, seems to be fairly well maintained. I'll show you the bathroom in a minute. Some of you might not like what I found in there, but we'll get to that later. So anyway, I ended up ordering room service, which I'm not sure I would have done if I would have better understood the fees and just they actually were charging my card $100 per day, but then the email that I received said those should fall off any time now. So the total was $152, but I still feel like that's an unwanted surprise. I like to know up front exactly what I'm going to be paying. You might have noticed a QR code on that square that they gave me. That had nothing to do with the food and beverage credit. It was for yoga, which I thought was really strange. And so if you want to order room service, there's a QR code on the television. I will tell you, there's no in-room coffee here. What hotel does not have in-room coffee? Are they kidding me? You can't get coffee until 6:30 in the morning. And the Starbucks was included on the food and beverage credit, but it was very limited. It was only one woman working. And so anybody who tried to order a specialty drink, she just said she couldn't make it. I'm also going to tell you the baked goods there were pretty stale. I would probably walk down the street and just go to a different Starbucks rather than doing that again. However, you can get a water there. So the Fiji waters that are $8 in the room, you could buy that with your beverage credit rather than trying to deal with room service. I like the decor. I like the Chicago theme, but again, the room is fairly minimalist. There's a refrigerator. You'll see here in a minute the bathroom, and there is a safe, of course, in the room too. Now I'm going to give you a peek into the bathroom. I'll just warn you in advance. There was quite a collection of hair in the tub and on the sink. The sink wasn't as bad, but the tub, I would not have my guest bathroom have that many hairs in it. So if that bothers you, you might want to be aware of it. Another one of the hidden fees that I'll mention is the Wi-Fi. It is included, but when you go to select the Wi-Fi, you have to select an option that says it's going to be an $18 charge. And if you try to call the front desk, no one answers. So you have to go all the way down there. They did explain that it was included. They don't really explain maybe all the fees that are involved in staying here. I also will tell you that the remote was broken. It didn't really work. I just used my computer. But again, I wasn't going to call and do all that. I just let it go. The other thing, so you're seeing all the hair here in the tub, are the elevators. I was on the 7th floor. This is a very popular hotel for conferences and business travel. So there are 27 floors. If you're on a lower floor like I was, it's a secure elevator. You might wait 10 minutes if you go to the bank of elevators that's down by the Starbucks. I would use the other bank if you're not here for business, because if somebody gets on that elevator that's on a higher floor and they hit their key card before you, it'll go right past your floor, because the elevators are actually fast, but they're just so heavily used here. So that's another thing too that you should be aware of when you stay here, if you do decide to stay here. Again, you'll get 2 complimentary bags of Garrett. I did order room service. You'll see the QR menu here. It was about $30. There isn't much on that menu that you could buy for less. So if you do start to do that, you're going to go over that $20 credit easily. I will tell you though, that Westin hamburger was delicious. I will also tell you that there is construction going on. So in just a minute here, you'll get to hear the hum of construction that I heard during my stay. I always appreciate it when you hit that like button and subscribe to Julia Lives. The gym had all the necessary equipment. I worked out here in the morning, and by about 6 o'clock, it was busy. There were a lot of people here because they're mostly business travelers, but the equipment was well maintained. It was up to date. I will tell you though, they keep the gym. I took a picture in a minute here, you'll see it, of the thermostat. They keep it at 72. Myself included, but people were dripping with sweat. I mean, it was getting all over the floor. And again, me too. The cleaning towelettes are kind of hidden away. They're up on the walls in these containers. So I did use a wet washcloth to wipe off some of the equipment, and you'll see that in a minute too. It was pretty grimy. So you may want to see about getting those towelettes that you saw on the wall there. The dumbbells go up to 50 pounds. They've got foam rollers. They've got weighted balls here. I mean, they've got all the stuff. It's just, again, a matter of finding your spot. I'd say get here relatively early so that you can use the equipment that you're interested in using. Now, let's take a tour of the area. This is on the farther north end of Michigan Avenue. So if you're looking to go visit Millennium Park and the Bean, you're on the opposite end. You can certainly take Uber. They're not difficult to find around here. There's the parking structure. You're on the end though that's very close to the beach. You're 1 block away from the water tower place. I'll have a video coming out about that. You're right across the street from the 900 shops. I would say that the shops at 900 are quite busy still. The water tower place was like a different environment. I haven't been to Chicago in about 3 years, and I was quite shocked to see how many stores have closed there. I'll have a separate video about that, but I just thought you'd want to see the area. I love how they always have these big, beautiful planters and some interesting artistic feature. You will always find that in Chicago. And two, this was in the middle of the week. It wasn't too busy walking around down here. I mean, you'll see people, but it wasn't packed. I always felt safe. I don't walk around at night because I just wouldn't do that in any big city late at night. But there's a park about 2 blocks away, and then this is right along the path to the beach. So I mentioned I've stayed at many hotels. There is a hotel that's probably about a block or 2 away from the Westin that has a pool. I've also stayed at the Ritz-Carlton. That is attached to the water tower place. And then the Four Seasons is right across the street from the Westin, and that's attached to the 900 shops. Of course, you can too. I've stayed at the Omni. I've stayed all over here. But the Omni is in a little bit different direction, about a block away. So this is the beach, and it's Lake Michigan. So if you come in the summer and you want to bring a towel or a beach chair, bring your kids if that's why you're here, this is a nice little short walk from the Westin. And again, I don't walk around here at night, but during the day I felt plenty safe. You're also about a block away from Louis Vuitton if you want to visit that. That was just a food court. And again, here's all that beautiful art in Chicago.